Hi, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host. Just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona, and hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Thursday, March 21st, NBA slate for us. I know a lot of college games going on. Hopefully you got a chance to check out our college action for the NCAA tournament as we started off pretty good so far. We're like 2-1 through the first few games there, so making a little bit of money never hurts anybody, right? So we will get into the NBA games tonight. We also have a couple more shows today, the Formula One Australian Grand Prix, and then also the Friday bets for round one will be coming out later today as well, so make sure you do subscribe to the channel so that and get notifications, so when those come out, you'll get notified of those as well. So let's get started with the March 21st slate here in the NBA. First game up, Kings at the Wizards. Kings coming off a back-to-back, played a Toronto team that's just absolutely depleted, beat them by about 35. A lot of the guys got a chance to sit the fourth quarter. Sabonis gets another triple-double, so with 17 rebounds in there. That was a nice hit for us last night at plus 200 for Sabonis triple-double on this. They go to Washington, D.C. to play the Wizards. Wizards have a ton of injuries as well. Kings favored by 11.5, depending on what book you're looking at. 237.5 total in this one. I mean, the Kings have been playing well. They have gotten to the 6th seed in the Western Conference. Went around Phoenix. Suns get, a win last night, but I thought Sacramento might fold, but the way they've kind of been rolling here and playing well on the road, I don't foresee it. In this game tonight, though, the Kings and the Wizards, don't see a lot of opposition from the Wizards coming up in this one. We are going to bet. We do love the Kings in this particular matchup. We've got quite a few plays in this, so we'll give you those. Kings -4 in the first quarter, -7 in the first half, -11.5 for the game. Sabonis triple-double was plus 195 on FanDuel, so that was the best odds we found on that one there. Sabonis also over 45.5 par. He missed his par bet last night, but didn't really play in the fourth quarter as they had a huge lead. Malik Monk off the bench for the Kings, over 17.5 points, 20-plus points, 3-plus threes, 4-plus threes. And then we'll go back to Sabonis for one more player prop, over 2.5 turnovers. I mean, we love Sabonis here, but he does turn the ball over quite a bit, even against bad defensive teams like the Wizards. It doesn't take much for 3 turnovers. Just ask James Harden. He does it on about a 70% basis. So one more time in this Kings and Wizards matchup. Kings -4 first quarter, -7 first half, -11.5 for the game. Sabonis triple-double, like we mentioned, was plus 195 on FanDuel. Was the best odds we found on that one. Sabonis over 45.5 par. Sabonis over 2.5 turnovers. Malik Monk, 18-plus points, 20-plus points, 3-plus threes, and 4-plus threes. Monk is still, he might end up playing more minutes than De'Aaron Fox if this is another blowout. Kind of why we went with Monk here over Fox. Fox got 17 points in the last game, only played 20 minutes. He is definitely instant offense for the Kings in that one. Next game up, one of the games we're probably the most interested in for us is going to be the Magic hosting the Pelicans. Magic somewhere around a 2.5 to 3 point home dog, 207.5 total. If you haven't watched Zion over the last couple months, you've missed the show. Zion has been playing out of his mind. He has been rebounding the ball. He's been good. He's been good for 27-7 and at least 5 assists. When you're looking at those numbers there, that puts you at like 39 par a night. Now, that's not Luka territory, but for a guy that never shoots a three, that is fantastic. Not only that, he has great weapons around him. Ingram, who could use to be a little bit more consistent. C.J. McCollum has definitely struggled, but Herbert Jones and Trey Murphy have been really good three-point shooters and defensive players for the Pelicans. Jonas Valanciunas has also been a nice help as well. Now, the Magic on the other side have been hot, and they are normally really tough to beat when Jalen Suggs gets involved early and often in that offense. They don't have a ton of three-point shooters, but Suggs is probably one of their best ones. I don't really understand that they defer to Cole Anthony a ton and let him play a bunch of minutes. I'd like to see Suggs get 32, 34 minutes a game and kind of see what he can really put up. He does, have some stupid fouls from here, from time to time. that makes him sit because he'll get 2 quick fouls maybe in the first quarter. But when Suggs is actually playing, when he's shooting the ball at the 3-point line, it opens things up for Franz Wagner and Banchero. Banchero would rather drive to the hoop than anything else. He's fantastic around the rim. He draws a ton of fouls. But we like the Pelicans in this matchup, even though going on the road here, I just think they will shut down Suggs and Anthony that 3-point shooting and make it really tight for Banchero to get in there. So we actually got the Pelicans at 3. It's down to 2.5 at some books. So Pelicans -0.5 in the first quarter, -1.5 in the first half, and -3 for the game. And then you're still pricing Zion at around 23 points, which is around his league average. I understand the Magic have a pretty decent defense. They do turn the ball over, make you turn the ball over quite a bit. I don't know if it's really going to affect Zion too much. So we did take Zion 23-plus points, 25-plus points, and 30-plus points. We took Zion 6-plus rebounds, 8-plus rebounds. Zion 5-plus assists, 6-plus assists, and over 33.5 par as well in that one. And Banchero over 2.5 turnovers. So one more time in this Pelicans and Magic matchup in Orlando. Pelicans -0.5 first quarter, -1.5 first half, -3 for the game. Zion 23-plus points, 25-plus points, and 30-plus points. Zion 6-plus rebounds, 8-plus rebounds. Zion 5-plus assists, 6-plus assists. And Zion over 33.5 par. And then we'll also get Banchero over 2.5 turnovers, as I think all those drives to the hoop are going to lead to some turnovers, as the Pelicans have a great D as well. So in this defensive type of matchup, Zion to get 30 points, that doesn't really, he can get 30 if they score 100 or if they score 140. That hasn't seemed to really affect that much. Banchero's point total has been, he's been a little hit and miss over and under on that one, so we stayed away from that one, but he's been consistent with the turnovers, as well as Zion's been consistent with the rebounds. I mean, I'll give you an example. On that 8-plus rebounds, it was plus 200 on FanDuel. He's hit 8 rebounds here a couple times in the last few games, so good opportunity to make some money. Also, 6 assists was plus 200 on FanDuel. So a couple good opportunities for Zion. If you don't think he's going to get to the points, rebounds and assists are also plus money there for you as well. So we'll get into the next game. Bucks hosting the Nets. 5:10 out here in Phoenix, so 8:10 Eastern. Giannis is still game time decision. There wasn't a lot of player props available. I know the Bucks come off that back-to-back against the Celtics where they were getting their ass cracked in the first half. Made a nice run, got that game close, still ended up a little bit short against the Celtics, but they did cover when you're looking at it from a gambling perspective on that one. So 220.5 total here for the Nets. Have been the most Jekyll and Hyde team. They either win by 20 or lose by 40. I can't really figure out what the hell they're doing besides Dennis Schroeder and Cam Thomas. I'm going to give you a little hint, Nets. If you're looking to build a team, those two guys need to be gone. The ball stops with them. The offense stops, turns into hero or ISO ball, and a lot of dribbling instead of passing the ball around. Making that offense a little bit better. I mean, if you're Miles Bridges or Cam Johnson, do you really want to run for about 5 miles in the game, running off screens all over the place, trying to get open shots? And it's Cam Thomas and Dennis Schroeder, and they'll never pass you the ball anyway. I wouldn't want to do it either. So they stand out at the 3-point line and just basically watch and rest. And now when those guys don't have the ball, all of a sudden, the offense moves. They start, they're not necessarily they're going to score all the time either, but the offense does giddy up and get going on that one. So we do like the Bucks here in this particular game, whether or not Giannis plays or not. And I will tell you this. So at the end of every show that we do have a link to our Google Sheets. That is a ledger of all of our bets, what juice we got those at, how many units we placed, and also what book we placed those at. We will add more to this game, but we just don't know player prop. There's not a lot of player props out there, first of all. And then second of all, we don't know if Giannis is going to play on that one. But so far in that game, we've got Bucks -3.5 first quarter, -5.5 first half, -9.5 for the game. Giannis 30-plus points and 12-plus rebounds. This is all we've got so far in this game. Like I said, those Google Sheets are going to be important if you want to get our updated plays on this Bucks and Nets game. So Bucks -3.5 first quarter, 5.5 first half, 9.5 for the game. And then Giannis, 30-plus points and 12-plus rebounds. I hope Giannis is playing. He hasn't played in several games. We're hoping he's not really hurt. Just kind of resting that Achilles and other lower leg injuries that he has as well. Next game up, a team that we've been on quite a bit, Rockets hosting the Bulls. If you don't know, the Rockets have won 6 in a row, and all of a sudden that play-in tournament in the Western Conference is not a guaranteed 10 spot to the Lakers. The Rockets are right behind them. They're a 4-point favorite, 218.5 total. This offense has really bloomed since in June. It's been out of the lineup. Jalen Green's really took over. Jalen Green is the fantastic, one of the best athletes in the NBA. Not only that, he's one of the fastest guys in the NBA as well, especially with the ball in his hand. He's pretty ridiculous. He can make a lot of things happen. He was the Western Conference Player of the Week for the Rockets. Like I said, they've won 6 in a row. They've been humming. They've always been pretty tough at home this season. Now all of a sudden they got a few road victories as well and beating some teams that kind of surprised some people in that one. We like the Rockets here against the Bulls. Don't know I think Kobe White's going to play. We're not quite sure in that one. So there's a lot of open on the player prop side, but we'll go back and take a look at those as well. But we do like the Rockets and Jalen Green quite a bit in this matchup. So Rockets -1 in the first quarter, -2 in the first half, -4 for the game. Jalen Green, which we mentioned, 25-plus points, was plus money on DraftKings, 30-plus points, 3+ threes, 4+ threes, and 5+ threes. Jalen Green over 33.5 par. Then we also, Amen Thompson, if you haven't seen him play, now unfortunately his brother Suarez for the Pistons is out for the rest of the season with blood clot issues. But Amen Thompson, fantastic athlete as well. They got 2 guys that can really sky. And Jabari Smith is an athlete. He's turned into I'm the 3-corner specialist, 3 in the corner, but he's also got great hops as well. So Amen Thompson, though, 8+ rebounds, 10+ rebounds, 1+ block. And then DeMar DeRozan over 1.5 turnovers. The Rockets are defensively at home are extremely strong. I think they can get a couple turnovers against DeRozan, maybe a couple steals, or they just, bad pass here or there, or a charge or something to that effect. So one more time in this Rockets and Bulls matchup, Rockets -1 in the first quarter, -2 in the first half, -4 for the game. Jalen Green, 25+ points, 30+ points, 3+ threes, 4+ threes, 5+ threes, over 33.5 par. DeMar DeRozan, over 1.5 turnovers. Amen Thompson, 8+ rebounds, 10+ rebounds, and then 1+ block. Next game up, Jazz going to the Mavericks. Jazz, this line was 14.5, now 13.5 at DraftKings. Mavs laying a big line there, 237.5 total. The Mavs in the 7 spot, right? I think, 7 or 8 slot for the seeding-wise in the Western Conference. Luka's had a couple down games here in the last couple games. Hasn't had those big stellar games. The Jazz down multiple guys. Looks like Jordan Clarkson and Lauri Markkanen are both game-time decisions. There's nothing out yet for any Utah players at all, like Sexton or Keontae George or any of those guys as well. The Mavs, Luka's still a game-time decision. Sounds like he's going to play. We've only got 2 player props so far in this game because they have moved these Luka lines so crazy. He's got to hit 5 threes now, unless you want to pay -200 at 4 threes. So we do have currently Luka 35+ points and 5+ threes. The side and the total, if that thing keeps going down, then we probably will play the Mavs. But not a lot of interest in the side or total right now. So currently, just Luka 35+ points and 5+ threes. Next game up, Knicks at the Nuggets. Nuggets laying 9 here. Total of 208. I know the Knicks have struggled to score over 107 points here, but I really don't. At that total of 208, we just need him to get to 100. I think the Nuggets easily can score 110+ in this game. So if they can get to 100 points, I think we got some bang-up winners in that. So we like the total in this one. We're going to go over. We also got quite a few player props we like as well, so let's get into those. Knicks Nuggets over 53.5 first quarter, over 107 in the first half, and over 208 for the game. Brunson 28 plus points and 30 plus points. Brunson 3 plus threes and 4 plus threes. Jokic over 2.5 turnovers. Aaron Gordon over 13.5 points, as he seems to be a 15-point guy at home all day long. And then we got Josh Hart, 11 plus rebounds and 12 plus rebounds. 11 plus was even money. 12 plus we did find for plus 140 on FanDuel. I can't watch Josh Hart shoot, but I can watch him rebound all day long. I've mentioned this in multiple episodes before. He's been fantastic on the boards, not so much shooting-wise, but been great there. If they're going to score 100 points, Brunson needs to have a big game, and he'll have to shoot some threes, as they do clamp that defense down pretty good in the paint for the Nuggets. Not that they have a real rim protector like Jokic or anything. He's not really a rim protector, but they do have active hands, and Aaron Gordon's a good defender in the middle as well. So one more time, all the bets we have in this Knicks-Nuggets matchup. Over 53.5 total first quarter, over 107 total first half, over 208 for the game. Brunson 28 plus points, 30 plus points, 3 plus threes, 4 plus threes. Jokic over 2.5 turnovers. Aaron Gordon over 13.5 points. Josh Hart 11 plus rebounds and 12 plus rebounds. Last game of the night, Suns coming off a win last night. Hawks here. Hawks struggling. Jalen Johnson going to be out again tonight. He played in the last couple games after being out for a few weeks, and then he's out back tonight. DeJounte Murray, though, when Jalen Johnson came back, he did start deferring more, but now that Jalen Johnson's back on the lineup, we expect Murray's point production to go through the roof. In this one, the Suns had a really good game, and Bradley Beal wasn't involved yesterday. They come out, they put the hammer down like they're supposed to. The Suns really need this game and then the next two against the Spurs if they plan on getting out of this play-in tournament, because the games after that are all pretty against playoff teams. So they're really going to need to get this one here tonight. They're laying 9, 226. We do like the Suns to get this one here coming off the back-to-back, but we also have a lot of player props around DeJounte Murray as well. So let's get into these. Suns -3 in the first quarter, -5.5 in the first half, -9 for the game. Bradley Beal had a disappointing one for us last night, but we'll go back to the well again. Over 17.5 points, 20 plus points, 2 plus threes, over 27.5 par. DeJounte Murray, 25 plus points, 30 plus points, 4 plus threes, 5 plus threes, over 39.5 par. And then we've been on the Nurkic rebound train now for several weeks as he's been dominating on the boards. His numbers are getting his rebound numbers are getting pretty stout, but still a lot of confidence that he can get these. So Nurkic, 13 plus rebounds, 14 plus rebounds, and then 16 plus rebounds. We were buying Nurkic rebound props, like 3 weeks ago at 9.5 and 10, and now he's all the way up to like 13 to get closer to even money. So you can definitely see a 30% increase there, but his rebounding totals, he's only had one blip on the screen, and that's where he played 20 minutes against the Bucks because he couldn't defend the three, and Bobby Portis ate him up from three-point line. Don't foresee Clint Capella or any of these guys making him stretch that far out. So it should be sit in the paint and rebound, get a bunch of rebounds on the defensive rebounding side for Nurkic. So one more time in this Suns and Hawks matchup. So we're going to take the Suns -3 first quarter, -5.5 first half, -9 for the game. Bradley Beal over 17.5 points, 20 plus points, 2 plus threes, and over 27.5 par. Nurkic, 13 plus rebounds, 14 plus rebounds, and 16 plus rebounds. DeJounte Murray, 25 plus points, 30 plus points, 4 plus threes, 5 plus threes, and over 39.5 par. Now, I know I mentioned it a couple times during the show here, but at the end of every episode that we do, there will be a link in the comments section to our Google Sheet. It'll read docs.google.spreadsheet, a bunch of other stuff behind it. Click into there. You'll get into our Google Sheets with all of our bets. This is a ledger of everything that we do. At the bottom, you will see tabs. There are a couple football, 22-23, 23-24, a couple baseball, last year, 23. Also, bets so far this year, 24. You'll see basketball, 23-24. That's what we just went through today. And then golf, you also see 24 golf, Formula One, UFC, etc. over there. As we do have, we got golf bets going today, and the Australian Grand Prix for Formula One as well. So a lot of stuff going on there. Make sure you check all those out. If you like betting multiple sports, this is great spot, great resource for you on what we've bet. If you're just into one of them, no problem whatsoever. Check those out. And make sure you take a look at those. Like I said, we go through a lot of bets where volume better. So sometimes you need definitely a reference point to go back to. So make sure you do check those out. And we do update those as we make bets throughout the day as well. So make sure you check that out when you get some time. And as always, if you could subscribe and get notifications to our YouTube channel, so we drop a new episode of bets, you get those first. Makes life really simple to find us. Once you hit that subscribe button, will be in your subscriptions tab. Then turn notifications on for YouTube. You'll get a notification to your phone or device to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped a new episode of bets. Give you plenty of time to match them up with your bets and give you that ton of confidence you need heading to the betting app or betting window. I do appreciate everybody's support as always, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.